Welcome to the CC Reset EdTech Summer Stretch Micro-PD series. This asynchronous summer learning series is meant to help educators and leaders learn at their own pace within their own space throughout the summer, using more reasonably sized or micro-PD chunks. Each episode will only be about 30 minutes, with the content organized to be easily applicable to implement into your workflow tomorrow. After viewing each episode, be sure to complete the 2-minute reflection feedback survey found in your email blast. I'm Allison Rogers, Instructional Technology Specialist at Clinton County RESA, and I will be your host throughout these micro-PD episodes. Let's dive right into episode number 2, Template-ify your workflow. The purpose of this session is to showcase how to create and customize templates for all of your presentation needs, including where to find various free and reusable templates and template gallery sites. We'll focus mainly on Google Slides as well as some Jamboard templates. I personally love a quality free template. Whether you're creating a slide deck or maybe a newsletter, a hyperdoc, maybe you're creating some kind of collaborative activity, there's just tons of great templates out there ready for you to use and to repurpose. And especially in the busy world of education, time savers, any type of time saver and efficiency tool are really key. So I say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. I encourage you to utilize, customize, and reuse templates. Maybe create your own templates, but use the templates you create as well as use the ones that are out there that are free to use. So I'm going to show you a couple different tips when making templates specifically in Google Slides, and then I'm going to showcase a variety of different sites that have all kinds of pre-made templates that you can use right now. Okay, so first, tips for creating your own templates. So specifically, we're talking templates in Google Slides. And for tip number 1, I'm going to show you how you can actually change the page setup within Google Slides to create more of a publication feel. Maybe you're creating a newsletter and you want it to look 8.5 by 11. So here's just a sample newsletter. Right now, it's just sitting in the default slide shape. But if I go to File, Page Setup, I can actually change the shape of the slide. So right now it's in the typical default standard 4x3, but that gives me not really enough space, and maybe I want to make the visual look more like an 8.5 by 11, so I would select Custom and then actually change the increments to 8.5 and 11, and I click Apply, and you'll see my slide will change to that more visually appealing look, right? It gives me more space to work with in the slide, and now I can fit all of my content as if it were on paper. My next tip is going to show you how to easily insert images into your Google Slides to create your template without having to actually even leave Slides. So there's a couple ways to insert images into your template. The first is I can go to Insert, Image, and then choose where I want to find my image from, right? If I already know where it is, like maybe it's in my drive or I've uploaded it to my computer already, I can select those options. I can even search the web. So I'm just going to go ahead and upload from computer and just select a random image. And then we'll place that image into my newsletter. Additionally, I can go to the bottom right-hand corner and hover over this little icon that says Explore. And when I click Explore, it opens up this little box and basically allows you to search the web for kind of whatever your topic is, right? So let's say I'm searching for sunshine, and it will pull up stuff from the web, but I can also search that topic and click on images, and then it will pull up images that match. So if I hover over the image and click the little plus sign, it's going to insert that image into my newsletter. And what's nice is if you notice if I click on this image, anything that you search from this Explore feature, it's going to link to the site in which that image is from, right? So it's built in, which is a nice feature. For the next tip, I'm going to show you how to crop an image, but crop an image using the crop tool into a specific shape. So you can make your images not just the normal square rectangle, but actually circles, rectangles, whatever you want. So what I'm going to do is I select the image, and once I select an image, I go up to the toolbar and this little crop tool pops up. I'm going to click the little arrow to the next to it, and then hover over any of these options. But let's say I want to make it into a specific shape, maybe an oval. So then I select oval, and you can see that my image changes shape. As long as, again, I have the image selected, I can go up and change the shape into whatever I want. My next tip is I'm going to show you how to layer images using image order. So you can send images to the back or bring them to the front to layer them in your template. So right now this image is in the front, right in front of the text here. Let's say I want to bring it to the back so the text overlays the image. So I would select the image, right click, and then go to order, and then you can see that my options are to send backward or send to back. So if I select send to back, now the text is overlaying the image. Right? I can do the same thing with this text. Let's say I want to bring it to the back. I can say send to back, and now the image is overlaying over the text again. So this is a great way to, make images more of like a background overlaying the text by just changing the order of what's on your page. The next tip is showing you how to select multiple elements of your slide to move them together. So let's say you have an image and text that you're just trying to tweak ever so slightly. Maybe they're not centered or aligned the way you want them, but you want them to be spaced out evenly. You can actually select both the text and the image and move them at the same time. So in my sample here, let's say I want to adjust the title and this image right here at the same time. I like their distance from each other, but let's say I want to move everything over a little bit to the right or maybe up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the first image, and then I'm going to hold the Control key down and select the title. And so now in me doing that, it has selected both image and text. And so now I can either drag and drop all of it, or I can use my up, down, over keys to adjust ever so slightly where I want the text and image. So again, I select one first, Control, select the text, and then use my up, down arrow keys to adjust, or just simply drag and drop manually. The next tip, you can create perfectly shaped circles by holding down the Shift key. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I can insert my shape by going Insert, Shape, or I can always use the shortcut, Shape. Then select my shape. Let's say I want to insert a circle. And you'll see that if I just start drawing, the circle might be oval, not as perfectly circle shape, right? Now let's say I insert my circle key and I hold down the Shift key. Watch how my circle is now perfect, whether it's big or small, it's now perfectly shaped. So holding down that Shift key really gives you that perfect circle image. The same works for if you're doing an arrow or a line. Holding down that Shift key will allow you to create a perfectly straight line. Next, I'm going to show you how to create transparent shapes to help emphasize parts of your slide. So when you insert those shapes, they're not transparent. And I know I use this all the time to, I create, circles or ovals to emphasize text. I'd create like a red circle over the text to help highlight things. But I'll show you how to make those circles transparent, so just the outline of the circle is left. So I have my circle that's clearly not transparent. So when I select my circle, I can make it transparent by going up to the little fill color button, and I can go to the bottom of all these colors where it says transparent, and now you can see through that circle. So let's say I wanted to create a circle around this image. So it's pretty thin, not very dark. Maybe I want to make the actual outline a little bit darker. So as long as I have that selected, I go up to my border color, and I can change that color to whatever I want. I can also change the thickness or the border weight. And so now it's a little bit thicker, and I can now highlight my image this way. So I do this a lot if I am, creating tutorial information where I want to walk through the steps and highlight specific text. So I would go shape, and just maybe I'm going to highlight this text, and maybe I want the border to be even a little bit thicker. And so it really jumps out at you. And so this is kind of an easy way to create a border, or make specific text pop by just creating shapes that are transparent. So I just showed you several tips in just navigating Google Slides and creating your template or improving the actual slides within your slide deck. But now we're going to take it one step further, and let's say you have a slide that you want to use as the background, almost like the theme of your slide deck. You don't want the images to necessarily move. You want that holistically to be your background. So I'm going to go through these steps listed here. Okay, so you get to the point where, let's say this is the slide I want to be the background template. So I don't want to be able to, click on this image and move it, right? I want it to stay there. So once you get your slide to that point, the next step is you go to File, Download, and they're going to download just specifically that slide as a PNG image. Okay? Once you do that, you can open it up and save it to your computer, or however you want to save it. Okay, so then next you go to whatever slide you want that image you just saved to be the actual background of. You right-click that slide and select Change Background. You go to Choose Image, and then find the image wherever you saved it. In this case, I saved it to my computer, so I'm going to Browse, select the file, open it up, and then I click Done. And now you'll see that the image that I created from that original slide up here, on this slide now, it is the background. So I can't drag and drop anything from that background because it is basically built into the foundation background of the slide. So you can do this by really getting your slide to, however you want it, right? Maybe you have your bit.ly link to your presentation session that you want on every single slide, or maybe you want your Bitmoji to be on every single slide. So you just save whatever it is that you want as an image, and then right-click, change background, and then select the image that you want to be that image background that cannot be altered or moved by just clicking on it. Next, I'm going to show you how to create your own Google files as templates. So if you have a Google slide deck, your viewers can actually click the little blue button that says template, and they can use your document as a template. It kind of forces a copy. So a template version of a Google file would look like this. If I'm the viewer, this is how I see the slide deck. I can arrow back and forth down here, and if I click this blue Use Template button, it will then pop open in another tab and be actually a version that I now own of that template. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So in order for that to work, you have to start by making sure that your slide deck is shared to whoever it is you want to view it. They at least can view access. Okay. Next, what I do is I go up to the very top to the URL, and I go all the way to the right to the end of the URL, and I look for the word edit. Then I delete everything from edit to the right, and I replace it with the words template/preview. And I hit enter. And now it's going to show my slide deck in that sort of preview mode again with this Use Template button on the right hand side. So this is the link that I would now share to my participants so that they could in fact use my presentation as a template. Alright, so we covered how to create your own templates. Gave you some tips and tricks working specifically within Google Slides. But now it's time to show you free templates that exist that you don't have to create. They work specifically for slides and PowerPoint, and you can use them, customize them, and make them your own. So it's very efficient. You're basically making a copy of the template that already exists. So the first free gallery is specifically within Google Slides. It's called the Google Slides Template Gallery. There are a variety of templates you can use and build right into your slides without having to reinvent the wheel. So there's a couple different ways to access the Google Slides Template Gallery. The first is you can go to the Google Apps Launcher within any Google app. So I'm in Drive, for example. I click the Google Apps Launcher, and then I'm going to scroll down until I see Slides, and it's going to pop open a new tab and takes me to the Slides Template Gallery. Right, so this is sort of a preview up at the top. Down here are recent presentations, but if I click Template Gallery, it'll expand the template options, and I can scroll down by subject and view the templates that exist for my use. So once I decide which template I want to use, I just simply click on that template, and what it's going to do is going to open up the template, a copy of it, but it's going to live in my Drive automatically. And so now with this version, I can customize it and make changes as if this was my own template, right? So I can change this, text, images, whatever I want. So this is now my template from the template gallery. A few other ways to find the gallery. If you are in your Drive and you click New, instead of just clicking Google Slides like you're going to open up a slide deck, if you click the little arrow, you can say From a Template, and once again it will take you to the template gallery where you can select whichever template you want to use. The last way to find the gallery is opening up a new tab and start typing slides.google.com, and once again it's going to bring you to the template gallery where you can find your desired template. The next free template gallery is called Slides Carnival that you can use for Google Slides as well as for PowerPoint. So start by going to slidescarnival.com, and once you're there you'll see a variety of different topics that you can use for various templates. So they have them sorted pretty nicely. One thing is there are a few ads to navigate, so avoid those. But you can take a look at the popular searches. You can look at the recently published templates. Additionally, you can scroll down and see kind of like the most popular, and then you can also search by specific topic. So for example, let's say we want templates for teachers. So we click that, and then we can scroll down and see a couple of these samples. Once we get to one that we want, we can click on it. And what's nice is you can see there's a little button that says, basically denoting that this works for PowerPoint and slides. And don't forget to look at all the various pages. So don't just check out the first couple slides. It might not, be what you want. So if you keep searching, you'll eventually find the one that works for your purpose. Okay, so let's say you want to check this presentation out. So you click there, and then you can scroll down. It'll give you like a little description of, the theme of the template. And then if you keep scrolling down, ignoring the ads, you'll finally get to these two buttons. Download as PowerPoint template and download as or use as Google Slides theme. So depending upon your purpose, if I wanted to use this as a Google slide, I would just click use as Google slide, and it's going to basically force a copy. Okay, so I make a copy, which will then put that copy into my drive. And so now I can manipulate this template as if it were my own, because it's technically a version that I now own. So I can go in and I can alter the text, change the images, however I want to manipulate things. And that's how I use my Google Slides template for Slides Carnival. Now let's go back and let's say we want to use it as a PowerPoint. So instead we're going to actually download it, and it will download the PowerPoint as a PBTX file. And then it will open it up in PowerPoint, and I can manipulate it like a normal PowerPoint presentation and save it like normal. And you'll notice that I can preview each slide, right? So each slide has, kind of a different template. So it's nice that, you don't have to use all the different versions, but it's nice that it has, like a big concept type of slide, and then it has, slides with more text and some with more images. And if I were to scroll all the way down to the very end, each Slides Carnival template at the very end basically has like all the credentials. So it's got the Slides Carnival icons are editable shapes. So basically that's saying that you can change their size without losing the quality. It's not going to be blurry, that sort of thing. Additionally, it's got other infographics that you could use to bring into other slides, and then also emojis. And at the very end, I would recommend typically leaving this in your last slide. It's sort of like a reference that, I got this template from Slides Carnival type of thing. Your content might be from you, but the actual template and the background images and text and that sort of thing is from Slides Carnival. And one last thing to mention with Slides Carnival is when you get into a template you want to use, if you scroll down, again, it explains, what's in the template, the look and feel, but also what's nice is, you can do this preview before, downloading it or using it as a Google slide theme, but so you can, scroll through the different slides. But if you keep scrolling down, and you can click the visit our YouTube channel with how-to tutorials, they're pretty helpful if you're trying to navigate specifically, how do you initially use Slides Carnival in PowerPoint versus Google Slides. So they've got some help videos that I encourage you to reference if needed. The next free template gallery site is called Slidesmania. It functions very similarly to Slides Carnival in that it's free templates that you can use for both PowerPoint and Google Slides. So start by going to slidesmania.com, and you will again notice some ads, but also it's grouped by topics, and I like the way that they structure the groupings of these topics. They give you kind of a lot of different styles, right? It's not just a slide deck, but if you're looking, for example, maybe you're looking to create an infographic or a certificate, it's grouped differently that way. It's also got recent templates, and then if you scroll down further, it's got a tutorial area where you can, watch videos to get help using specifically items for Google Slides. So if we jump back to the first page, let's say I want to create an infographic. So I'm going to search infographics, and I'm going to scroll through these, and maybe I want to use something that's got quite a bit of graphs on it. So, or maybe kind of visual images. So like this one looks good. So I'm going to click on this one. And again, Google Slides or PowerPoint. Avoid the ads. I'm going to scroll down. It's going to, give you a little breakdown of what's there, and it's going to give you a preview, right? So again, you can sift through the various slides. And then once you're ready, you can either download it as a PowerPoint or open it in Google Slides. So again, same functionality. This time, instead of forcing you to make a copy, it's using it in the template format. So just like we talked about earlier in the video, you just click Use Template. And it's now going to take a copy of this infographic slides template and put it into my slide deck within my drive. And now I can go in and make whatever changes I want to the text, move images around, do whatever I want. Again, I can go through and check out the different slides. And at the very end, just like with Slides Carnival, it kind of gives you that little page of reference. This is a template that's made by SlidesMania, so the content of yours, but the format and the words and images are SlidesMania. Same thing for if I were to download as a PowerPoint. It's going to download it as a PPTX file again, and then I can manipulate the template within PowerPoint just like I normally would, with that last slide being the reference slide. And the last free template gallery for Google Slides and PowerPoint is called SlidesGo. Again, it functions similar to the other two. So I start by going to slidesgo.com, and again, I can search the different templates by topic. I can check out kind of what's trending, and I can look at what's more recent, popular, infographics. They even have little kind of tutorials and help docs down at the bottom, and you can browse by tags. What's also nice is you can actually search for a specific keyword. Like I know I've seen a cool teacher binder before, so I'm going to just search that keyword and see if it pops up. And yep, here it is. So I can then just select that teacher binder, or I can preview it before I do that, or I just click it, and now I can preview it in a bigger view and kind of see what's on each slide. And so yep, let's say I want to use it. So again, just like the other two, I can download it as a PowerPoint or use it as a Google slide deck. And this one is going to have me make a copy, but that copy now goes into my drive, and I own the version of that template, and I can modify it and change it however I want. Okay, so I just showed you a bunch of different sites and how you can get templates for Google Slides or PowerPoint. Now I'm going to show you some templates from Matt Miller. He is the author from Ditch That Textbook, and has created a whole slew of templates for a variety of different things: Google Slides, drawings, PowerPoint, Jamboard, you name it. And all you have to do is download or make a copy, and then customize it to fit your needs. And what's great about his templates is they're all free to use. So I mean, he's got social media templates, games, interactive activities, planning and brainstorm stuff. I mean, lots and lots and lots of templates. So if you're looking for something that's not just for a presentation per se, this is definitely where you want to look. So if you go to ditchthattextbook.com and then specifically to get to the templates, /resources/templates, this is kind of the home base of the template section, right? So he has it broken down by different topics, where you can just simply click on whatever topic you're looking for, and it's going to bring you down to that section of the page, right? And it's got so many different templates you can use right away. So for these game templates, you would just simply click on whichever one you're looking at. It's going to take you to, a lot of times it'll take you to his blog or his like help page that explains it, but then it'll also give you the option to, you know, either get it as a slide or a PowerPoint. So in this case, same thing as we've done before, make a copy, and now that template for social media is going to be in my drive, and I can make those changes and customize it. Additionally, I can select a different topic, and I can, maybe I want to check out the planning and brainstorming section, and perhaps I want a brainstorming template or even a choice story template. So I can scroll down, again, download it, and here you can see this is get the Google Drawing versus a slide deck. So he does a variety of different Google apps. Additionally, he has a variety of Jamboard templates, and these are just a couple examples of what you can find, but I'll have this specific page linked in your email. But for example, here's 10 templates automatically there. He's got, in this particular blog post, a help video, and then you just simply select which one you want to use and say copy Jamboard template, make a copy, and it functions just as it does if we were making a copy of a Google slide deck, but now here's the copy of the Jamboard that I now can customize and make my own. Additionally, John Sowash, who is sort of the Google guru of Michigan, he puts on the My Google conference, for example. Here are some examples of Jamboard templates that he has offered. And again, in his blog post, he lists 5 examples, including a help video, and you just simply can click on the template or learn more about the activity, make a copy, and again, it will live in your drive and open up a version of the Jamboard that you now own. So I highly recommend checking out both of their websites for a variety of different templates. I will link additional in the email, but there are lots and lots of resources out there specifically from those two. And as I showed you, there's so many different templates out there for a variety of uses. So feel free to customize those free reusable templates in addition to making your own. So thanks for joining the CC RISA EdTech Summer Stretch Micro PD Series, episode number 2, Template-ify your workflow. Be sure to complete the 2-minute reflection feedback survey found in your email blast, and stay tuned for next week's episode, which is Tips and Tricks for a Better Illuminate DNA Experience. And if you have any questions or need additional support, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.